Hello, YTPC. It's Insignificant Thursday, but these Insignificant Thursdays generally aren't quite as insignificant as we thought they originally were, are they? Even though the day is an insignificant day, we can make that day quite significant on Insignificant Thursday. However, I'm home from work early due to the fact that the truck has broken a rear spring, which links us into nicely the VR for SMR Randy and part of Piper, Father Brian. For some reason, I might have missed it, Randy was talking about trucks and truck driving this morning. And then Father Brian followed that up and obviously mentioned a few people who were truckers, including myself. And what's it actually like? Well, it's expensive. It's alright if you're just a driver. If you're an owner driver or run a business, it can be expensive. There's huge amounts of rules and regulations involved in it. So as a driver, it's not too bad. As an owner, it's more difficult. The whole thing around it is based around safety. So you buy your truck, but to buy your truck you need what's called an O license, operation license. To get that, you need a significant amount of money in the bank to show that if that truck breaks down, you can pay for it if it does break down. So that's your first thing. So once you've got your O license, you can buy a truck. Then you need somewhere to park it. That then goes on to your operator's license, where it's going to be parked. If you've got nowhere to park it, you can't have a truck. So it's like, obviously it's a great big thing, you can't just stick it on the road. That truck then needs road taxing, £2,500 a year. Now there's 800,000 lorries on road, minimum in this country. 800,000 times £2,500 going straight into the government's pockets. You never hear about that one though, do you? Plus all road tax front cars and everything. But we'll not go down that route. Then there's your fuel. My wagon does average, because it's constantly going, 6 miles to the gallon. A normal truck going up and down the road, delivering from warehouse to warehouse, or that type of thing, your trampers, they'll probably get 11, 12 to the gallon, depending on whether you're fully laden or laden and however your foot is on that accelerator. Every 6 weeks, that truck has to go in for an inspection to make sure it's roadworthy and safe. So all nuts, bolts, tyres, everything is checked. Braking system, suspension, linkages, everything is checked every 6 weeks. Then is your MOT every 12 months. That's a 3-day event, that. So it's off at road for another 3 days. Then to actually run a truck, you either need to, if you're an owner driver or you've got a fleet of trucks, you need a transport manager. A transport manager, again, is an expensive thing to have within your business. It's worth it. Or what you can do is you can sit the transport manager's exam and become your own transport manager, which is what I am. That was one of the hardest things I have ever done. Absolutely, it is unbelievable. It goes from running a business, it's the whole spectrum of running a transport business, from the very, very bottom to the very, very top. And then you've got all your rules, laws, regulations, not just for this country, but for Europe as well. If I hadn't have passed it that first time, I don't know what I'd have done. I put so much time and effort into it because, again, it's another expensive thing. But I did it in the past, and it is a huge weight off your mind because then you can run everything yourself. I think that covers that kind of thing. Aye, possibly. There'll be more. But I'm just spinning it off the top of my head. And then, like today, my truck's broke, my rear spring's bust. So I did 2 loads, rear spring bust, that's me off the road. So again, as an owner driver, you're not earning any money. Wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. So it's into the garage. Hopefully I'll get it back tomorrow afternoon. And you can't get monk on about it, you can't get stressed, things break. What you do is you take that opportunity. Like now, I'm up to date with my paperwork. I fixed the oven, the proper element came after I ordered the wrong one. So I fixed the oven. You do the little bits, and you can have a moment like this. You can relax a bit. I'll be taking the dogs to the woods. I'll have a pipe. I'll have a chat with you guys. But Randy made a good point about road users. So you're classed as a professional driver. So as a professional driver, you have to take 35 hours of compulsory training in a 5-year period. So you can do all 35 in your first 5 years, or do it one course a year, 7 hours. That builds up to your 35 hours, which gives you your driver qualification card. Without your driver qualification card, you can't drive a truck. Oh, and there's medicals as well. You have to have a medical. So I have to have a medical every 5 years because I've reached the age of 50. Below 50, you have a medical and you're all right. You just run all the way to 50. Once you hit 65, you have to have a medical every year. That covers that a little bit. Alright, so you drive a CPC now. It's all about safety. Safety is the key element to driving one of these things. Mine weighs 32 tons fully laden. If that thing hits a car, that car is crushed. If the brakes fail, horrendous accidents can happen, and they have happened. So your driver qualification card and your CPC teaches you how to drive safely, all about the safety of the truck, other road users, pedestrians, cyclists, horses, cars, vans. It covers everything. One of the biggest things that's said on our courses that we do, why is it just wagon drivers that have to do this? One of my biggest fears is cyclists. Cyclists do not give, and I'm not saying all of them, but when you're driving in a city, they come up, that's your wagon, they come up the left-hand side here. If I do a left turn, if I don't know that they're there, that cyclist is... I'm not allowed to pass on the inside. Cyclists shouldn't be allowed to pass on the inside. There's a great big sign on my thing, on the back of it. Take care when passing on the inside. It should say, do not pass. If, as a professional driver, I hit someone, even if it's not my fault, I'm arrested. Until it's proven it's not my fault. Truck drivers are the top of the tier, and I would say potentially, we've got our car licenses. I've got my motorbike license. I've got my truck license. I do all the courses. I am constantly in the mirrors. I am vigilant. I'm watching. There's idiots out there, yeah. But as a car driver, you pass your car test at 17. That's you done. You probably never even look at the highway code ever again. And if car drivers had to do 3 hours a year of, even if it was online, learning about other road users, cyclists. What's 3 hours now on the internet? learn about other road users. Learn, do not pass that wagon on the inside. Do not filter down that middle bit. Car drivers, I weigh 32 tons. And Randy said this earlier, to get that engine back up and moving again is such a strain on everything, including your brain. So when you're coming up and there's a car blocking the road there, and you come up and there's a car driver coming, that car weighs a ton. Slow down for wagon driver, flash that wagon driver through, let him in. We're driving all day. That car's probably going to the shop and then back again, or a school run, or supermarket, or to your place of work. The place of work for us is that truck. And it is very, very few car drivers who are considerate to that great big hunk of metal that weighs all that coming towards them. It's all about, they've got to get there before you. So they will cut you up, they will make you stop. Even if it's your right of way, they will still come around that car that they should allow you to come through. Oh, I'll just get through there. So you're having to hit and slow down. Another one. And slipways onto motorways. You call them freeways, we call them motorways. So you're coming down the slipway, that's your motorway, you're coming down, got all these cars going. It is these cars here, as you're coming down that slipway, you don't stop. The cars on the motorway, according to the highway code, or the lorries, either move over into that other lane to allow you on, or you slow down, allow it on, and then you can speed up and overtake in a safe manoeuvre. There is no way anything coming down that slip road should come to a stop, because then you've got cars coming at 70 mile an hour. You've got to join at 0 speed with cars and lorries going at either 56 mile an hour for a lorry, 70 mile an hour for a car. Indicators. People don't use indicators anymore. It's like living in Spain. In Spain they don't use indicators, but that's how they do it. This country is absolutely horrendous. So we all say that everybody that uses the road, from car to horse to cyclists, there should be some sort of yearly training to make people understand and be more considerate drivers. The greatest thing that rattles me is braking distance. If everybody kept the correct braking distance, the accidents that are on the roads would be like, I think there's 3,000 people a year killed in the UK. I just did this on the course the other day. 20,000 people seriously injured. If you've got your braking distance and something happens ahead, you're not going to hit that car behind you. You've got time to think. There is a law coming in this country for middle lane sitters. Again, Randy was on about this. What happens in America? It's got 3 lanes generally on a motorway, sometimes 4. This is the lane we drive on the left. This is the lane, the proper side of the road, because it was confused Romans. This is the lane that you should be driving in. This is an overtaking lane, and this is an overtaking lane. There's no such thing as a fast lane. And what they're going to be bringing in is, if you sit in this lane and not move over to that lane, you will get stopped by the police. And also tailgating. So if you're up someone's tail like that, they can potentially pull you up, fine you. It's stealth tax, innit? It's not about safety, but if everybody kept the braking distance, it would be so much safer. Wow. 15 minutes nearly. If you're not bored. Hello. Should we move on to tobacco? Got a little treat in here. We've got some tobacco seeds. I'm growing my own tobacco. I'm just going to try a few plants. Now what I've got is Costello. So Costello is a bright leaf variety imported by the USDA from Colombia in 1967. Grows to a height of 5 to 6 feet with closely spaced leaves. Plant form is an inverted cone, matures in 60 to 65 days, ripens evenly and is easy to cure, whether primed or hung whole. Has a high nicotine content, I like good nicotine. Dried leaf, mild flavoured, suitable for cigar. We've also got Black Mammoth, small stock. A deep, dark tobacco that gives good weight and supports itself very well. This is a tobacco prized by growers because it provides a great wrapper tobacco or a premium snuff tobacco when ripe. A good tobacco for beginners learning to roll their own cigars or make snuff. Suitable for cigar and pipe. Cuban Piloto Cubano. This is one of our newer varieties, apparently originally smuggled out of Cuba in cotton balls. Piloto Cubano is a tobacco named for the town it came from in the Pinar del Rio region of Cuba. Loosely translated, Piloto Cubano means pilot seed. It originated in Cuba in 1960 and is a popular variety of Cuban seed tobacco developed and grown in the Dominican Republic. Mainly used as a filler and is typically a stronger tobacco with hints of cinnamon. Good for cigar. You see where I'm going? Cuban Coroja 99. Oh, this is one of our newer varieties. Corojo 99 is a hybrid descendant of the original El Corojo seed from Cuba in the 30s. Sometimes called a sister of Habano 2000. Corojo 99 is larger and much more disease resistant than the original strain, but still produces a dark brown silky grain wrapper with a rich, spicy, seedy aroma. One of the few wrappers that does well in both sun or shade. Suitable for cigar. There's a theme, isn't there? So I've gone for disease resistant, easy to grow, easy to cure. It might work, it might not. I've planted them. We'll see how it goes there. It's good for mind, body and soul, innit? We can just try and do these things. And then we've got some juice. Excuse me. Right then. It's a long video, this one, isn't it? But it happens sometimes, doesn't it? Parsimonious Piper, Ethan. Now, we all like Ethan, Parsimonious Piper, very much, don't we? And Parsimonious Piper's, one of his favourite tobaccos is Pirate Cake. Now, I've been hanging my nose. I like Latakia. I like a good blend. Got the Ahab's Comfort. Oh, plum pudding. Oh. But Ethan, every time he goes, I love Pirate Cake, and he'll comment and go, he's just done his last one, and can't remember what he did, but then I messaged him and went, what you reckon? He went, yeah, but I love Pirate Cake. And then I was going through my drawer behind me the other day. It might have been yesterday. I'm like, I'm sure I've got some Pirate Cake. So before I go buying it, I've got some that I bought. Now I got this off Simon. LCS Briars Simon. He was doing a tobacco sale a bit ago. Quite a few months ago, actually. Cornell and Deal, Pirate Cake. And I got it because it wasn't very pricey. 2008. It's fermented in there because it's bowed. Nah. You think to yourself, don't you? I'll not open that till it's a special occasion. them special occasions might never come. Something might happen tomorrow where you go, can't smoke it. You know what I mean? So then I thought, well, I want to try it. Today's a special day because we're here and we're breathing. So, we're going to get it opened. Like opening a tin of cat food, these, isn't it? I mean, 2008 could be a complete. It can't be a failure. It's completely sealed and vacuumed, isn't it? Got a lot of cardboard in here. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Look at that. How nice does that look? Latakia sweet barbecue. Oxo cube. Rich beef gravy. Oh man. Ethan, is the fresh as good as the older? I mean, there shouldn't be much difference. It's like getting a tin of corned beef out, innit? It's been sealed and vacuumed in a tin for God knows how long. I'll get my baby plate. There's a bit of loose stuff in here. So I don't have to go into the beautiful cake yet. Tell you what, I'm gonna stick it in that cob. I think we'll put it in Country Gentleman. No, we won't. That's an alien's dream, innit? We'll put it in that one. I know it's not Cob Tuesday, but hey ho. So I'm looking forward to the tobacco city. The tobacco, it might not grow. You got to give these things a go, haven't you? Now, a few people have said that when you read about pirate cake, it's quite one-dimensional, but we're all different, aren't we? Ooh, creamy. Put my light on. Some rich oils putting onto your mouth, isn't there? Well, you don't, I don't know. I mean, it's nearly coming to end at Latakia season, isn't it? Or is it? I like it. very, very smooth. I mean, it obviously has been maturing in there. Where is it? I've got to do some maths now, haven't I? $16 years old. That took some doing. Well, I mean, the latke will have softened over the years, I would believe. Because it ain't a lot, but I really like latke anyway. So, if someone said, "Oh, that's a lat bomb," to me, it's not a lat bomb. It's a nice. I bet you could blast this and it won't bite you. That's lovely. First impressions, it's lovely. It's certainly not one-dimensional. I would say it's quite complicated. You know me and my reviews, I ain't that good. There's a mustiness, because it's going mouldy and composting. Only joking. Anyway, I've kept you for enough. Been a quite busy one, hasn't it, that? Right, guys, have a great Thursday. Have a fantastic Friday. And it's the weekend. Look after them families. And I'll see you soon. Ta-da.